Hi everyone, we're back with the Middler again. I'm going to do chapter 19 and 20 today. We are still on Saturday, is it the 6th? Yeah, look, it's quite a lot of chapters for Saturday the 6th of September for Maggie Middler. It's the day after Jed's party and the day that he went to camp and everything that's happened in between. Maggie has just seen the Wanderers again. She's seen Una, but she went to see Una's dad, and Una's dad was not happy, and she said that he looked dangerous and dirty. So she's going to Mayor Anderson's to tell her all about it, and she's managed to steal a knife, didn't she? So, chapter 19. The air grew even darker as Mayor Anderson's jeep juddered into the square. A wind gusted in, whipping about the statue, scattering leaves. The skin on my arms gave a shiver, first time in months. The jeep was piled up with boxes on the roof rack, but there was no Jed on the back seat anymore, and no Lindy. They were gone, properly gone. The mayor peered at me and turned in beside the house. I followed round. She got out, slammed the door, and opened up the back. She had a green checked shirt on, different from the one she'd been wearing earlier. The wind caught her hair and it threw it across her face. She pulled the straggles away from her mouth. "All right, Maggie." Neil came out from the back of the house. "Good trip, Mayor Anderson. Get all the way to the city today?" He undid the straps on the roof rack, freeing up the boxes. "No," she glanced at me. "Just camp today. Up to the city next week." "Maggie, you all right?" "Your brother got off okay, if that's what you want to know." That's good," I said. "But I... Speak up, I haven't got all day." She rubbed her arms and looked at the sky. Cold wind. She leaned into the jeep, pointed out some crates to Neil. "She's right. Speak up, Maggie. Speak up." "I found some Wanderers, Mayor Anderson. I found them and I think I've put the whole town at risk." She looked at me. "You're telling me a little Middler girl found some Wanderers?" Neil and the mayor smirked at each other. He hitched a crate out of the boat and took it round the back of the house. Mayor Anderson lifted her chin. "Where did you find these Wanderers, then?" "You haven't been out of the boundary, have you, Miss Cruz?" No, I met them in the cemetery. There's a girl. Her name's Una, and..." "Look," she said. "I know what it's like being a Middler. I was one myself. Always making stuff up to get attention." Mayor Anderson, a Middler? Suppose she must be, now I thought about it. "So if this is all make-believe, can we just stop right now?" She pulled a crate across the back of the jeep. "It's going to rain any moment and I need to get these inside." She took something out of the crate. Bananas. Real bananas. 5 or 6 bunched together, like claws. She sniffed at them and put them back. "I'm not making it up, Mayor Anderson. It's true." My throat went tight. "All right, Cruz." "Yes." Oh, I'm going to miss a page. Oh, sorry, I have missed a page. "I'm not making it up, Mayor Anderson. It's true. This wanderer, Una, she came to find some food, and now I'm worried because..." "You're in the way, Maggie." The mayor pushed me to one side so Neil could get past. Flash! Lightning. Elsie's storm. It lit up the mayor's face for a split second, her yellow teeth and her spidery skin. "You have to do something," I said. "I met her dad. He's dirty and dangerous and deceitful. I think the town's in danger." A rumble of thunder trolled across the sky. The wind flung Mayor Anderson's hair forwards again. She pushed it out of her eyes. "Look, Maggie, I really don't have..." "I can prove I met them," I said. "Look." I took the sheath out from my shorts, unwrapped the knife. Flash! "It's got butterflies on the handle." I held it up. "It's not from Fenniswick. I took it from Una's dad. He's a wanderer, a real one." She looked at the knife. A second clap of thunder barrelled above us. A thick drop of rain hit the blade. I wiped it off. "Where'd you get that?" she said. Another raindrop. I wiped it again. "From the wanderer, like I said. What if he comes, Mr. Opal, what if he comes and starts setting fire to our houses?" Another drop, and another, splashing off the metal. She took the knife, ran her fingers over the butterflies just like I'd done. The rain fell harder and harder onto our heads, onto her fingers, onto the blade. She stared at the knife, turned it round. "I've never seen anything like this in Fenniswick," she said. "That's because it's not from Fenniswick. I got it from the Wanderers, like I told you." The rain bolted down. She took a quarter step round so Neil couldn't see. He carried on unloading the crates as if it wasn't even raining at all. "You reckon you can show me where these Wanderers are?" she said. "Yes," she believed me. "I can, I really can." Rain ran into my eyes. "But the girl, Una, she's not like normal Wanderers. She's good. You can leave her alone. It's her dad that's dirty and dangerous and deceitful. So you should really just be quiet, Cruz." She held up a finger in front of my face. "Listen to me." "But listen to me." She looked me right in the eye, rain pelting between us. "This is how it's going to be. You help me find this pair and I'll not tell anyone you've been associating with the enemy. All right?" My throat went tight. "All right, Cruz?" "Yes, okay. Yes, Mayor Anderson." She slid the knife into its sheath and tucked it into her back pocket. Her hair clung to her neck in wet clumps. "Right now, I want you to gather up the other Parker boys for me. All 3 of them, if you can find them. Tell them the mayor requires their assistance." Lightning flashed again. I raced across the square, crashing through the puddles and the pummelling rain. "Robbie! Griff! Lyle!" A 3rd bellow of thunder galloped after me. Oh dear. Chapter 20. The rain was gone, the cemetery was damp and dripping. Griff looked at the thinnest part of the hawthorn. He gave a long, low whistle. "Came in through there, did they? Well, I never." Lyle stuck his hands in his pockets and kicked at the hedge, spraying rainwater over Griff and Robbie. "Oi! Watch out!" "What's the fuss? We're already as wet as we can possibly get. Bit more's not going to make any difference." "So, you want us to go through, Mayor Anderson?" Robbie rubbed his top lip. "That's exactly what I want. Which way did you say it was, Maggie?" I pulled back some of the wet, spiky branches, pointed towards the trees. "Over there," I said, "in the forest." "And there's signs, you say?" "Uh-huh. Chalk signs. Una told me. If the rain hasn't washed them off. 3 lines like this." I held up my hand. 3 means you go that way. "There's ones with wiggly lines when you're nearby. That means water. And there's one with a rectangle underneath too. That means shelter." "Did you get that, boys? We're looking for chalk signs." The mayor ran her tongue along the front of her teeth. "You've done well, Maggie. Now you get off home." I picked at the skin on my thumb. What was Una doing, right now, in the barn? Was she filling up the clear can, making a fire? She wasn't expecting the Parker brothers, that's for sure. "Did you hear what I said, Maggie? You can go now." "You'll leave Una alone, though," I said. "She hasn't done anything wrong. She's a good wanderer. It's just her dad who's dangerous." Grigg sniggered. "A good wanderer," he said, elbowing Lyle in the arm. "Go home," said the mayor. "Leave the rest to us. Come on, boys, let's get through this hedge." I stepped back a few paces. The air was lighter after the rain, easier to breathe, but it didn't feel as good as I thought it would. The mayor and the Parker brothers crashed through the hedge, made the thin part even thinner, so I could see through it even from back here. They marched towards the forest, stamping down the brighter, fresher grass. I ran my fingers over Grandad Cruz's watch. I'd done the right thing, completely the right thing. The mayor was protecting Fenniswick. Wanderers were bad, apart from Una, and they were going to leave Una alone. There was a tiny wind-up knob on the side of the watch. It had little ridges all around the edge. I ran my fingernail over them. Jed. What was he doing now? His first evening at camp. I hope he was still with Lindy. I walked under Lindy's tree, between William Whittington and Georgina Millicent Cruz. The dead relatives were silent. Not a word, not a whisper. Maybe chalk marks didn't really last very long. Maybe they couldn't have survived a downpour like that. It's the end of chapter 20. So, Maggie has told Mayor Anderson about Una and how to find Una and her dad, Mr. Opal. And the mayor and 3 of the men of the town have gone to look for the wanderers. What do you think they're going to do to them? What do you think they're going to do to Una and Mr. Opal? Maggie thinks that they're going to leave Una alone. She's asked Mayor Anderson to leave Una alone, said she's a good wanderer. Tune in tomorrow to see what happens.